Let me guess, you've been hearing a lot about AI agents, AI agencies, automation, all this noise about the future of work, the future of education, the future of AI, and you're wondering, where do I even start? Or maybe you've already dipped your toes into some AI stuff, into the AI game, and now you're trying to figure out how to scale and stand out and or just keep up with where the market's headed really, because things are moving so crazily fast today. Either way, you're in the right place, because today I'm going to break down everything that I've learned about running an AI agency and where I see this space heading into 2025. This is not fluff. This is tactical, step-by-step stuff about what I've been exploring in the past few months. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear roadmap to position yourself as somewhat of a leader in this space and capture some serious market share, since we're still very early in this game. So let's dive into it. Let's start with a framework that really changed how I approach this entire industry, which is the concept of the technology adoption curve. Right? If you've never heard of it, here's a very quick summarized version. You have your innovators, which are the people who jump on new tech before it even works half the time. You have your early adopters, who are people who really need proof of something functioning before they are willing to take the risk. And your early majority, which are the people who will wait for results and case studies before investing. The late majority, which are the skeptics who only follow the crowd. And finally, the laggards who will adopt it only when they have no other choice. So in this AI world that we are in today, most businesses are still in the early adopter or early majority phase, right? That means that there's massive untapped potential, but you have to meet businesses where they are. And spoiler alert, they are not ready to dive headfirst into taking this risk with you if you are unproven. They're not going to go into implementation and spend a whole lot of time to figure things out with you. They expect you to figure things out for them and integrate it nicely for them. But that's where the money can be made. For the past 2 years, a lot of AI agencies, including mine, have been hyper-focused on implementation, right? Building systems, optimizing processes, selling plug-and-play solutions. And it has worked because early adopters are willing to spend money on exciting, shiny new tech. But here's the thing, right? Implementation is just one small piece of the puzzle, and it's downstream. It's late in the pipeline. If you want to tap into a bigger market and building something sustainable, we need to move ourselves upstream, and that's where the opportunity lies this year in 2025. Right, let me walk you through 4 layers of value that you can provide as an AI agency or just an AI builder, right? This is how you position yourself as a go-to partner, no matter where a business is in their AI lifecycle. So when I say go upstream, I mean, what's the first point of contact that someone has with AI agencies or AI automation workflows, things like that, right? It always comes in with education. Think about it. Step 1 is going to be education, because most business owners still don't fully understand what AI is, what it can do, and why it matters. How does it relate to their business? How can they, increase revenue or reduce cost? Surely they have heard of ChatGPT, how impactful it was to us as humans, right? It's literally so disruptive. It's literally taking on Google. But beyond that, I think they're pretty clueless about what we can do with AI. So this is how you come in, and this is how you start educating them. And you can just do it for free, right? Create resources, write blogs, create videos like this, like what I'm doing here, right? Running workshops, or even offer free consultations to break down the basics. What is AI? What are the risks? How can it actually impact your bottom line? How can you apply it to your business? How difficult it is to apply? How easy is it to set up and implement, right? You're not selling anything. You're really just building trust and positioning yourself as someone that the go-to person, the go-to expert for when they're ready to, take the plunge and figure things out more. And step 2 is to use case identification. So once they've got the basics, the next step is help them see the potential in their specific business. This is where consulting comes in, right? Run an AI audit for the operations, look for the lowest hanging fruits, areas where AI can deliver massive value with minimal effort. I think today, most of those would be along the lines of streamlining their customer service, optimizing their inventory, right? So they don't have too much stock, and or maybe just automating scheduling stuff, right? The key here is really the roadmap that you can show them, right? Break down the opportunities into 2 different buckets. What are some things you can achieve really fast, the quick wins, and what are the longer term projects that they can participate in? Businesses and entrepreneurs or employers, they always love clarity. So a roadmap makes it very clear to them what's in it for them, and step by step they can understand, and it literally becomes more real. Step 3 would be implementation. Now we're going to go into the part where most agencies focus on, by building systems, integrating AI tools, iterating, and just ensuring things are working and you're delivering the ROI. If you're already doing this, then great, but don't forget, it's just really one step of the process. It's not the whole thing, right? So once you're done with implementation, move on to step 4, which is to optimize and maintain it for them. AI, most of the time, is not a set it and forget it type of business model. Once you implemented a system, you need to stay involved. The businesses always need regular updates, optimizations, and maybe if there's any bugs or issues, you can fix it for them. And this is where your retainer or your recurring revenue will come in, because you're the trusted guy who built everything from there. For them, you understood their specific intricacies of their workflows, and it's always going to be more cost effective, assuming you're not charging them a bomb. It's always going to be more cost effective to just go with you to maintain whatever you've built for them, right? You could start with something small, like charging $1,000 or $2,000 per month to just make sure things are running well. And you could always build them again for additional features or feature requests. However, here's something that I wish I knew earlier. I myself see myself as a T-shaped generalist, right? Someone who's really good in one thing, and I know a little bit of everything along the pipeline. But generalists struggle in emerging markets. If you're trying to serve everyone, basically you're going to lose to someone who is specialized, right? Pick a niche, albeit it could be an accounting business, a plumbing business, a law business, real estate agencies, e-commerce. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you understand the market and you are generally maybe interested in what it's doing, you have to actually care about it, and then you can deliver tailored solutions. And once you've cracked the code for one industry, scaling becomes so much easier because the playbook doesn't change much from client to client. And you also build branding and trust for yourself, which is amazing. If you're not technical, don't let that stop you. Partner with developers or agencies who can handle the heavy lifting. Focus on what you're good at, whether it's sales or marketing or business development or partnerships or education or creating content or consulting, whatever it is. Focus on what you're good at and what you enjoy doing and outsource the rest. You can negotiate profit sharing deals where you take a cut of every implementation project you bring them in. Like I said, what's the difficult part isn't the execution, it's figuring out who your target audience is and how are you going to start working on a small project with them and go on from there. Think about it. Would you rather manage an entire development team yourself or take 20% of revenue for simply passing along leads? One is scalable with minimal stress. The other can turn into a huge nightmare. So you're really going to decide what's the kind of direction you want to go on with your business. So the big opportunity for 2025 is the fact that things are moving so quickly and like every week there's something new being released. So if you're staying up to date, you have so many opportunities to find different angles to win and to stand out, right? When I talk to businesses, most of them are still really at the starting blocks exploring ChatGPT, and they know AI is important, but they literally have no idea on how to approach it today. This is a huge angle that we can go in on. So you need to educate yourself. And this is why I am doubling down on education and consulting in 2025, because I know it's still new, right? It's not a commodity where everybody knows exactly what needs to do. Here's step A, build a front end, step B, do a back end with Express.js. No, everything is still so new. How do you bring everything together? So this is where I'm going to start coming in and be the bridge to take businesses from what is AI to how do we implement it across our organization. And you can do the same too. Right, so let's recap. Number one, understand where businesses are on the technology adoption curve. Number two, stop focusing only on implementation. Move upstream into education or consulting. Use the 4-step framework, which is education, use case identification, implementation, and maintenance. Number four, niche down, be the go-to expert for one industry. And number five, partner with developers or coders to scale without the headaches, right? 2025 is going to be a huge year for AI agencies or AI builders. The market is evolving, competition is growing, but the opportunity is still so massive today. If you take the steps that I just outlined, you will position yourself miles ahead of everyone else. So now I've got a question for you. What's one takeaway from this video that you have and that you're going to be acting upon? Let me know in the comments and let's crush 2025 together. Let's get it.